What is the best comic book moment from Godzilla Rivals versus SpaceGodzilla? Centuries after the events of 1994's Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla, SpaceGodzilla is discovered hibernating inside an asteroid orbiting a mysterious planet. Thanks to a mining probe drilling into his skull, those sweet dreams of killing Godzilla over and over again abruptly ends, and SpaceGodzilla wakes up in the foulest of moods. And I mean, I hate waking up too, so, this is all super relatable. SpaceGodzilla subsequently crash lands, and everything pops off from there. With the eyes of the alien world watching, SpaceGodzilla declares war on everyone. Take a moment, my esteemed kaiju viewer. Imagine watching the news one day and a terrifying space monster suddenly falls from the sky. And then, without provocation, the space monster makes it clear to everyone that no one is safe. To me, that's just scary, or it's a cool comic. Either way. So back to the story, SpaceGodzilla sets his eyes on the planet's energy source. On his path for power, SpaceGodzilla triggers a global crisis. You see, the planet has two sentient species, with snake-like beings making up the ruling caste system. But they themselves become a house divided because one sect is made up of a group of religious zealots who worship the Crystal King. And wouldn't you know it, SpaceGodzilla's arrival happens to coincide with their prophecies. Ooh, what a coincidence. Because of this, a civil war erupts between SpaceGodzilla's worshippers and everyone else. This brings me to the best moment. It's easily one of the finest one-page spreads I've ever seen. Matt Frank, the writer and illustrator of this book, deserves endless praise for creating such an incredible visual, because it single-handedly summarizes not only the premise, but to me, SpaceGodzilla as a character. He is consumed by two types of hunger: power and vengeance. Although power and vengeance can be complementary, they ultimately divide SpaceGodzilla from achieving his true quest in life, which is total dominion. More apropos, SpaceGodzilla's hatred of Godzilla is a construct of his own making. He doesn't need to destroy his genetic father. It's something SpaceGodzilla craves for reasons he may not even know himself. Like how his worshippers believe in made-up ideologies, so too does SpaceGodzilla. It's unknown if SpaceGodzilla is literally the Crystal King from the snake-like people's religion, from their scripture. It's possible that centuries ago, when SpaceGodzilla, shortly after being pretty much obliterated by Godzilla, he arrived, and maybe SpaceGodzilla unknowingly inspired the story of the Crystal King, which years later would inspire a religion. But regarding SpaceGodzilla and his extreme hatred for Godzilla, let's not forget that same hatred has led him to ruin before. Remember, the story takes place hundreds of years after their last battle in 1994. SpaceGodzilla was believed dead. We don't exactly know how long it took for the cosmic kaiju to heal. I mean, his body was literally vaporized. But it's a safe bet that it took an extremely long time. Instead of obsessing over Godzilla, SpaceGodzilla could be conquering the cosmos, expanding his crystal empire. Of all the monsters in the kaiju pantheon, SpaceGodzilla has the potential to be the most powerful being in creation. But he never will be, because he lives in the shadow of Godzilla. For more on this incredible comic, be sure to pick it up and/or check out my review.